journey across the centre of Australia kicked off at Big Red, continued into the Hay River Track, Lake Mackay, the West Macdonald Ranges and the iconic Canning Stock Route, constantly bearing down on the WA coast. Directly behind me is that stunning coastline. But before I show you this spot, I want to take you to the jewel of WA, Karijini National Park. Our starting point is the highest point in WA, Mount Meharry. Are you guys ready to lock in the hubs and climb to an altitude of 1,248 metres? Let's go, guys. Truly unique, Karijini is home to a spectacular collection of gorges and rock pools unlike anywhere else in the world. Away from the main tourist route, at the southeastern quarter of this national park, sits Mount Meharry, our starting point before heading deeper into Karijini's gorges, and then our final push to the Pilbara coast.
So Penzo, we're coming in this track here to Mount Meharry, and I've got a track risk area sign. It says narrow, rough, unmaintained roads, loose rocks and steep inclines. So I think things are going to start to get interesting.
Yahoo, that sounds amazing to me, Jim Bob. That's like music to my ears. I did a bit of research on this. There wasn't a lot on it, but it did say the track can be difficult. So giddy up, I've got my hubs locked in, let's go.
Yep, sounds good. I can't wait. I haven't done a decent hill climb in ages, so let's hit it.
The notes that I have on this track, they actually mention a nice shaded tree that you can stop and decide if you want to go any further from this point or if you just want to walk the last 5 or so kilometres. And I think I'm at that exact spot because there's a campfire here where someone's had a camp. A lot of people walk this section, but you can actually drive it, and that's what we're all about, 4-wheel driving, so we're going up.
So going up the main climb of Mount Meharry, and it's just looking fairly gnarly. It's a nice long gnarly climb. So we're going for a bit of a scout, check it out for Penny before she comes up. Might go double diff locks just for safety. Double lockers. Well, boys and girls, this is definitely interesting. Right, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit nervous. I'm thinking probably not a good idea to bring the camper up. It gets a bit gnarly there in spots.
Yeah, okay mate, that sounds like the go. Where we're at, Jimmy's already gone up to have a look what this track is like. It's really steep and a little bit sketchy, and he suggested that we leave the camper trailer at the base of Mount Meharry. I think that's a really good idea. Jimmy is a very experienced 4-wheel driver and I appreciate his opinion on this. So we'll just quickly unhitch the trailer and then we'll be up there shortly.
Old Mount Meharry.
It's a bit hairy.
Yeah, it is. It is. There's some step ups. There's just a section there halfway where you can go straight up. There's a couple of different lines, but there's step ups about that, one after the other.
Yeah.
The easier route is to go around,
okay,
but it's got a bit of an angle on it.
Which then you went around?
I had to have 2 goes. I had to realign myself. Yeah, got to bounce the front wheels up.
This could be very interesting, guys.
So that's where I said the camper probably, I think you probably could get the camper up there.
Yeah.
But safety side and
absolutely, Jim Bob. You know, you've been doing this for a long time, so you know what the capabilities are of my vehicle and the camper trailer. So I trust your judgment on that.
Yeah, well, you might think I'm wrong, but I had my concentration there.
The sun's setting shortly. I reckon we should get this track done.
Righto. Come and join the fun, Penzo. Would you like me to lead the way, my friend?
Yes, indeed. That would be wonderful since you know the track.
Well, drive this way.
I'll keep a bit of distance between us though, so safe.
Yeah, all good. Just in case I come tumbling back towards you. It's not that bad. Well, it could be. Let's not think we've got this in the bag until we've got it in the bag. I hope this is the worst part. I didn't go all the way to the top. One way to find out.
Hey, Jim Bob's radioed back. He's made it to the top. It's my turn. I'm going to use low range, possibly first and second gear, and dip lockers as well. We're going all out on this one. Mount Meharry. We're not even at the summit yet. This is just part of the climb to it. It's really quite steep. The rocks are shaly, that red iron ore colour. The track's a little bit overgrown. This first section's not too bad, but Jim Bob advises me there's a few step-ups coming up and also a relatively sharp corner that he had to back up and readjust to get his line right.
How awesome are the views up here, Penzo?
Pretty spectacular. There's mountains everywhere. Oh, I can see the track. It still continues up in front. Hey, wowzers.
Yeah, we're still climbing. We've still got a fair bit to go.
I thought we were out of the woods after that little scratchy bit. Turns out I was wrong.
Yeah, I don't think this is quite as bad as that stepped up section, but yeah, we're still definitely climbing. Oh no, that's it. Yeah, I'm at the top. Look at the size of that bad boy.
Oh wow, that's a really good cairn, isn't it? It's a decent size.
This is truly breathtaking is the only way I can describe this. Mount Meharry, WA's highest mountain, 1,248 metres above sea level. I can see 4 miles. That's awesome.
Hey, we made it. After an incredible climb that really tested the forbies, we're here. This survey cairn was constructed in 2013. They used an incredible 14 tonnes of Hammersley rock to construct it, 22 bags of cement and over 400 litres of water. And it stands here as a tribute to the men that mapped and surveyed the beautiful Western Australian outback. There's a visitor book here you can sign, which I'm going to do because it's quite an accomplishment to either walk here or drive here. It's really interesting looking through this book, and for a lot of people it seems to be that this is the last of the 8 highest peaks in the States and Territory that they're chasing. As you can see here, they get a little bit excited in the book and write down their adventures of actually getting here. Some of them are really hilarious. It's well worth a read what they had to do to actually either walk here or drive their vehicle. Definitely a unique spot to come and visit. I mean, the views are amazing, and if you want to stay here for the night, it does get a bit chilly. The track up to Mount Meharry was definitely a challenge, but so worth it once you saw the view on top. It's time to move on though. We're in the southern part of the park. We've got the whole rest of Karijini to explore yet. Karijini is Western Australia's second largest park. The southern end is mostly inaccessible, so people focus mainly on the northern end with its beautiful gorges, waterfalls and swimming holes. Now I'll give you a tip though, make sure you book in before 5 p.m. because this is such a popular place, the campsites are filled up really quickly. From the western side of the park, Dale's Campground is your first option to roll out a swag. A point to note though, due to recent bushfires, there is no shade to camp under, so bring your own. And no campfires are permitted either. Dale's Gorge is the most easily accessible in the park and it's our starting point. It's less than a kilometre walk and along the way there's several spots where you can swim. So come on, let's dive into Dale's Gorge. These banded iron rock formations have been formed over millions of years ago. Today you can see where they've been pushed up from the earth's crust from the pressure, and it's so cool that you can actually touch them, walk around and really feel the magnitude of how big these formations are. This is Fortescue Falls. It's the first swimming hole you'll get to on this walk. You've got this beautiful emerald green plunge pool with the waterfalls cascading down into it, and you can actually see some little fish at the base of that waterfall just waiting for any food to come down. It's an excellent spot, and especially first thing in the morning, it's truly beautiful. An optional 300 metres walk from Fortescue Falls is Fern Pool. Now if you go the extra distance, you'll be rewarded with this beautiful swimming spot. You've got the delicate ferns hanging down from the rock formations and also a waterfall that you can sit under. This is also a special area for the Aboriginal people, and they ask that you are quiet in here and peaceful. And for your own safety, don't jump off the waterfalls. It's a really perfect spot to spend some family time and just chill out.
So just down from the Fortescue Falls is the circular pools. There's a 800 metre walk down there. It's a grade 4 from the national park, so hiking boots required. Probably shouldn't bring your pluggers.
This is a moderately difficult walk. Natural obstacles and steep inclines, here we come.
We've completed the 800 metre walk through Dale's Gorge. We have arrived at Circular Pools. This place looks so inviting, so don't forget your togs.
Now that is a breathtaking view of Dale's Gorge. This walk and its swimming holes are the closest ones to the National Park camping ground. It's a beautiful place to visit, and it's also handy that they've given the tracks different classifications, so you can choose which ones you'd like to do and also the ones you'd like to leave for another day when you've got more energy.
One thing I've had to keep an eye on this trip is these axle studs working their way loose. It's a common problem with all the Land Cruisers I've had. So I'll just nip these up. One little trick that I've seen Penny has done as a visual aid, she's marked the studs with liquid paper. So you can just walk past and see if they've moved at all, because it lines up across the top of the stud and the nut. It's these simple tricks that you can learn from others that can save you from a costly repair and a world full of trouble while you're out on the tracks.
Yesterday we did a Class 4 walk into Dale's Gorge. Today we're kicking it up a notch to do a Class 5. Now what's at the end of this walk is truly a unique experience. Follow me and I'll show you the way. Hancock Gorge is a Class 5 walk, so it can be quite taxing. Again, wear your good walking boots, plenty of water, a hat for your head. There's warnings in the park about flash flooding, so if it does start to rain, make sure you get out of here quick smart. This is a 1.5 kilometre walk. Now that doesn't sound like it's too long in distance, but so far we've scaled down several ladders and we're following this creek as it's flowing through these massive chasms. The views here are out of this world, and it's at this point here where it looks like you have to take your boots off if you don't want to get them wet. It's just getting better and better, this walk. My feet have gone numb from the cold and it's getting deeper.
I'm thinking a swim's probably not the best option.
There's so many challenging features to this walk. First we had to scale down those ladders to actually get into the gorge, and then there was this channel of water with massive gorge faces up each side. Now right in front of me is what they call spider walk. Now, is that because there's lots of spiders here or because you have to climb the rocks like a spider? I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to find out very shortly.
How cool is this? This is awesome.
Love it.
I'd have to go up there on the once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Yeah. So much fun. I have never ever done a walk like this before. Challenging, beautiful, takes your breath away. We've made it to Kermit's Pool. It's this beautiful green colour with these massive cliff faces hanging over with all the different colours. It is just hard to describe in words. You guys have to come and check this out for yourself.
This is BEA beautiful.
Mate, this is WA for you. Hasn't let us down, has it?
Sensational.
Just a stunning walk, and every way you turn you're rewarded with something beautiful.
I want to bring everybody on over here. We're going to jump in?
Yeah, I'll go for a dip. Are you coming in?
Yeah.
All right.
It looks warm.
We know that looks can be quite deceiving. Now I'm not going to lie, this Kermit's Pool is quite fresh. But the closer you get to the waterfall here, the warmer it gets. But it's all about the journey. You can't come this far and not go for a swim. It just takes your breath away. It's so beautiful. Karijini National Park in Western Australia has to be one of the most amazing places I have ever visited. But the salt air of the Pilbara coast is beckoning us away, and we must heed its call. Yesterday, we drove through the night from Karijini to this destination, Cleaverville. It's a council-run campsite right on the water's edge. You can have fires here and you can also bring your dog along. It's BYO water and there are some facilities up near the caretaker's office. This place is a truly unique spot, better than I anticipated. From here, we'll launch our final assault on Burrup Peninsula. On the way out to Barrup Peninsula, you actually get reasonably close to the mining infrastructure that's been put in place to extract the natural gas from here. You can see the really tall pillars with the flames on top. We can see them from our campsite at night, but it's super cool to get up close and have a look at those massive flames burning. This is it, Jim Bob, our final destination for the trip. A few more kilometres and it's done.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome to rock up last night and find the coastline. And the things I've heard about this little jump up, yeah, I can't wait to check it out.
There's a bit of myth around town. I don't know what stories to believe, but they say it's pretty difficult, fairly steep and really big rocks.
Oh, I can see a track to the left over there coming up, Pam. It looks a little bit challenging.
Yeah, mate, as soon as we get out of these mangroves and wonder what's in front. You keeping your eyes peeled for a mud crab in there?
Would be a very tasty treat, wouldn't it?
Knowing our luck, we'd probably just come out with a sandfly bite.
Come on, mate, I don't like that negative attitude. We can do it. I think we're here, mate. Decent sized boulders.
Oh yeah, they're getting a bit bigger.
Look at that big pebble out there. Looks like a sill crusher.
Yeah. So this is what the locals call the jump up. It's this steep pinch up and over this mountainside. Just over the other side there, it smooths out. So this is the worst of it. And you can see the scars on the rocks up here where people have been burning up their tyres trying to claw over these rocks. So me and Jim Bob will put it in a bit of low range, I think, and start heading up. Just before the jump up, there's a section of water that you have to drive through. It's salt water, so just take it nice and easy. Don't want to splash up too much salt on your vehicle. And check your tide times before you head out here, because they have massive tides up here, up to 5 metres. And turn on my diff lockers, because I dare say we may need them up here.
You're right. Think you want to start coming over to your right there. See that rock that you wanted to hit? Right a little bit more. Yeah, beautiful, mate. Yeah, your wheels lined up perfectly where you wanted to go. Yeah, that's it. Straight up. Yeah, you nailed it. Yep. Yeah, beautiful, mate. Alright, you make some turns. Go to the right a little bit. Turn right a little bit.
Got my rights and my lefts mixed up. At the end there, I had a brain snap. I got my rights and my lefts mixed up, sorry. Just conquered Karratha's jump up. It wasn't too bad, just this last section here is a little bit hairy. And as long as you got your 2 wheels up on those big rocks, it was a fairly even playing field then. You could just jump up and head on out. Jim Bob's turn now. He's not going to have a drama whatsoever. That's it, going great guns, mate. You're just about to go up the first big rock, you alright? Yep. Yep, just about to go over the next one, yep. You're alright, mate, your back wheel's just coming up over that big rock. Alright, Jim Bob, I've put a couple of rocks underneath there for you, mate, so yeah.
Alright, thanks, bud. Building me a road.
Yeah. It's literally just that big rock there.
Yeah.
You're alright. About to go up now, so a little bit of it again. Excellent, mate, well done.
That was a bit tricky. It looked a bit tricky for me, didn't it?
Yeah, mate. Just that extra little rock made a difference.
Thanks for that, Penzo.
Mate, I've just hit the white sandy stuff. This is amazing.
It's looking good. Oh, and there's the blue water. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, this is our destination, mate. Burrup National Park's further up, but this is where we stop. Wow, this is amazing. Yeah, mate.
Let's go check it out.
Jimmy, after all those dusty, overgrown, bumpy roads, how nice is it to be at the coast?
This is the ultimate way to finish a trip. Look at the blue water, it's beautiful.
Sensational view.
I'm ready for a swim.
I have to say, you have been the best four-wheel drive buddy over the thousands of kilometres that we've travelled, so thank you.
Oh, that's cool. No worries, buddy.
You up for another one next year?
Hell yeah, let's do it.
This is the end of the journey for Series 7. We have been witness to some prehistoric landscapes and some truly unique wildlife. And now here we are on the WA coast. It has been one hell of a trip, so many kilometres that we smashed out. Now I want to say a big thank you to all of my sponsors, especially Ironman 4x4. Without their friendship and their quality products, I couldn't do this by myself. And also to you guys at home, the viewers. Truly, this is what I do it for, is to inspire you to come and enjoy what I see. Feel the sand in your toes and get the most out of that 4x4. Until next time, guys, travel safe and I'll see you around on top of Down Under.